This episode of The Marketing Show is brought to you by Quest, New Zealand's most respected digital marketing agency, where marketing is made easy.
Welcome to The Marketing Show, a show specifically dedicated to help marketers learn and succeed. In this episode, you'll meet Tim Eagle, Director of Shattky Optometrists. It's a really interesting story. They're a 100-year-old business that are continuing to see tremendous success. Tim, thanks so much for being part of The Marketing Show today. We know you're really busy and we appreciate your time. Perhaps first of all, can you tell us a little bit about how you got involved in optometry?
Sure thing. Happy to be here, Hamish, and it's a story of mine that goes back to when I was just 10 years old. I remember it vividly, where the teacher's word of the week was occupation, and I did a study and a project to work out what my occupation was going to be. I looked it up on the dictionary and discovered it could be a vocation. So I decided to interview 5 different people: the dental nurse next door, my mum who's a teacher, the panel beater down the road, the doctor that week because my brother was sick, and my dad who's an optometrist. Put all the numbers together, spat out down the bottom. I made a decision as a 10-year-old and I said to my teacher, I've worked out what my occupation will be. It will be an optometrist. Of course she was mortified. She didn't think that I should be making a lifelong decision at that small project for the week, but it stuck and I became a dream-driven person since then. And so every decision along the journey of my life from then became, does it get me closer to becoming an optometrist or further? And so because of that simple deciding factor, it was easy to beeline to become an optometrist.
Fantastic. Well, it's nice to know what you want to do from an early age. Yeah. Many people don't, and it becomes a mystery even into later life, can't it? Oh. So it's nice to have that drive.
It's a little bit odd. It's a little bit odd to have that, and that's okay. But I knew that I wanted to be a part of the exciting business of optometry that my dad was. And so coming back to be a part of the family business was something that I felt very loyal to, something that really resonated with me as a person.
Right, well that leads us really nicely into Shattky Optometrists and what this business does. What do you think is unique and different about Shattky?
We are a practice that has been a family-orientated business for the last 120-something years. The original Mr. Shattky, who started the business with Mr. Weber, started it in 1899. They were pharmacist and the optometrist together, working closely alongside each other. They ended up cross-training in each other's fields, and that's how the start of the practice became. We've been on Russell Street for the last 120 years. We're down a bit that way at one point, and they were on the corner with before the 31 earthquake, and we've shuffled into this location we're at now since the early 70s, done some massive renovations along the journey. But the history of the business as it stands was Mr. Shattky's 2 sons became optometrists.
So 2 things there. One is you've got a really unique and long history, which most businesses don't have. Yes. Secondly, it was a family business from the start, and that's carried on today.
Yeah, so after Mr. Shattky's 2 sons became optometrists, Mr. Donaldson joined on, and his son became an optometrist as well and joined on. And Mr. Eagle became an optometrist, and his son, that's me, joined on as well.
So what do you think's the benefit of a family business? What's so great about that? How does that really help things?
I think what I've seen being a massive advantage is the trust we have in each other. They say blood is thicker. I think it is. Doesn't always mean it's easy, but I think we've had a really fantastic run of good relationships between the families, the father and sons. We've all been able to work next to each other in a really positive way. A lot of people say, geez Tim, how can you work with your old man? I'm like, well, I've been working alongside him for 13 years. I don't get sick of it. I've still got things to learn. I'm having a great time.
Yeah, no, that's good, isn't it? I think the thing we see in the marketplace potentially is some friction around those very close relationships whereby you challenge one another, but if that's done in the right way, that can be very, very positive for a business, can't it?
And a good father-son relationship knows how to work with each other, and I think that's what we've got. It's really cool. But at the same time, I've been able to blossom as a practitioner, as a business owner, and have my own position on things, but be supported. It's been really cool. But one other really cool thing about being the family orientated business aspect is the ability for us to talk about this all days, any hour of the day, any family meeting. Now that might be bad for the rest of the family, and we do limit the discussion points, but we have a chance to crunch things and collate and collaborate over the weekends, the weeknights, just because we automatically do, and that is difficult to have with a person that you're not that close with.
So just the fact that you can deep dive, helps you problem solve.
I think so.
So the only problem there is talking shop too much right around the family.
So we have a little wee thing. And that's when there's a code word, and it is, we're sick of talking about business now, we want to talk about everything. The team know, the family know, they can pin us down pretty quick nowadays, and we peel off it. But
So Tim, what's unique about Shattky's delivery? What I found really interesting in working with you in the past is to discover the specialist areas you've got. Now you've got one that you're personally really passionate about, haven't you?
one of the special things that we have at Shattky's is various pillars of uniqueness that our business can offer to our patients as specialty services that others don't. An example of this is a technique called orthokeratology, a reshaping of the eye to correct its focus for young children from the ages of 8 to 18, specifically useful in myopia control. Another important pillar of our business is behavioural optometry and our ability to train a person's eyeball coordination, visual function and processing and perception to read properly. So lots of kids have reading problems that they don't necessarily need glasses for. They need more attentive care and management. And behavioural optometry encompasses those folks. It has various aspects to it. To briefly touch on those would be to say Irlen tinted lenses, cell field intervention, vision therapy, syntonics, and interactive metronomes are ways that we can train a visual system of a person to be significantly better. Post-concussion syndrome, improving your sporting abilities, for example, things like shooting, like soccer.
Coordination?
Football. Coordination, totally. Another pillar of our business that we have would be the low vision services that we offer. So some people, no glasses can make it better anymore in their later life, and they need special attention with various equipment and technologies to help them see and function. So those three major pillars of our differences that we have are ways that we can provide a service that others can't.
Yeah, to me that feels very different from some of the mainstream optometrist providers around New Zealand, and those specialties of yours are very unique, aren't they? And very rewarding too, I think, for the outcomes that I know you're getting. If we were to think then about marketing specifically, and understanding the uniqueness and the history of the business that you've just described, it's a pretty competitive marketplace out there, isn't it? And I know that you're one that has been inundated with some of the big international brands with some serious marketing resources behind them.
Yes.
You've been here a long time, and it seems to me, just weathered the storm and carried on nicely. What have been the ways in which you've done that? What do you think have been the secrets to your marketing success that's maintained this successful business that you've got here?
You make a great point when you're up against the big players with deep pockets, and if you're trying to beat the big players at their game, you're going to lose. So isn't it game theory that says if you don't like the game, change the rules? We simply don't do the same marketing that they would do, using more of the relationship marketing, which we focus on heavily, be it with our networking efforts to connect with people and find people to come into the practice, dealing with our patients on a personal level to really connect properly with them and help find that powerful word-of-mouth referral, which everybody's hunting for. And you can't get that if you're not doing a stand-up job at the start. If you're not committed to the latest technology and the options and the ways that you can help a person with their eyes, their vision, then you can't offer what other people don't have.
Thinking specifically then about some of your digital marketing, obviously you've got those points of difference around the technology you use, your customer care, which you concentrate very heavily on, and the database you've got, and working that very extensively and keeping in close contact with your customers. I know you run also a lot of events and you participate in fundraising events as well, which is a nice community aspect that you do. But in addition to that, your digital marketing has also been something I think that sets you apart. Tell us a bit about some of the activities you've been doing there.